not Rachel, are we?
No, no, Rachel will be better at this. Rachel's mom, come on.
We're doing our best.
Cheers to some nice white wine to get us going. We've got to welcome Miguel. Very, very big welcome, Miguel. And also behind you, there's Daniel Puras. Bienvenido, Daniel. We've got 3 Riojas in our portfolio. It's obviously Miguel's Rioja, but then Miguel introduced us to Daniel, who's with him, which is the Crianza we're going to taste, and also to the white wine from Florentino Martinez. And so again, you know, Miguel, we've known each other for donkey's years. You've introduced us to your wines, which we knew would be great, but also to 2 others. So this is the Florentino. This is when you took us to Florentino Martinez, and that was the first time we tasted the wine. Map of Spain, with the Rioja region highlighted in purple up there, up at the top. So it's a long way south, long way north rather. And then if you look in more detail in the Rioja DOC, you've got Rioja Baja, Rioja Alta, and Rioja Alavesa. And Miguel, you're sort of based sort of halfway between Aro and El Ciego, or Cenicero.
We are in the orange, very near just at the other side of San Vicente de la Sierra.
Okay, there you go. So you're up there. You're right in the northern part. I should point out to everybody that Miguel, who's sounding a bit like the Godfather at the moment, he's had some polyps on his throat that he's had to have removed. So you're sounding rather sexy and rather sort of mafia-esque at the moment, if that's a way of putting it. This is a shot of the vineyard. That's a shot, sort of a view from one of your vineyards. So if you look at the vines there, they are all they're what they call goblets in French. I don't know what the Spanish term is from goblet.
We call it en vaso, like
in vaso. Okay, en vaso, like in a glass, the glass shape. So you've got another view here of one of your old vineyards.
Yes, sir.
So 100-year-old vineyard.
1918.
So 1918.
So
yes,
those old gnarled old vines look like they're sort of dead, but that's still a productive vineyard for you.
It is. Well, it doesn't give high yields, but it is worthwhile. It will give us about 1,200 kilos, okay. And it's nearly half a hectare. So it is low yield, but it is so good that we don't.
But the quality is good. This is some of your grapes that have been harvested. And so you not only harvest them by hand, you then go through and you look at all the bunches and you take out any single bad grapes that don't look like they're worth having, which is just another great, it's time consuming, but it's a quality, it's an absolute quality thing.
That is the 3rd generation. my little granddaughter is starting to learn.
Quite right.
Grapes.
So it's steeped in wine at an early age.
We have a vineyard that produces so little, but we bought the vineyard 1 year ago, and we want to see how this vineyard performs. So we didn't want to mix the grapes with other grapes.
Okay.
But we had to use a small tank because it's only 700 kilos that produce. Okay. So this is from another vineyard from 1951, and this is my son and one of the friends that come help. Okay. So this is done in the old way.
There is a very good reason why you would tread the grapes with your feet, because it's a very soft way of doing it. When you tread the grapes, what you want to do is to extract the color and the juice, but you don't want to crush the pips or the stalks, or you want to get some extract out of the skins, but you don't want to crush the pips or the stalks because they get the bitterness. And your feet is a very good soft way of actually extracting the color and the thing without breaking the skins and the stalks. So again, the old ways, I mean, it might be very time consuming and not very efficient, but it's not a bad way of getting color and extract out of the grapes, is it?
It is a soft way of processing the grape.
And to say so yes. So let's taste the wine. This is
Do a bit slurping.
a slurping. Sort of everybody sort of
Opportunity.
have a taste. We've been drinking it for some time, but we can have a little slurp. When you introduced us to this one, to Florentino Martinez, we tasted all sorts of their wines, and they were all good. But the one that really stood out for me was this unoaked, young white Rioja, and this epitomizes what the grapes can do. I think it's made from the Biura grape with a bit of Malvasia, but also there's also another. There's a grape called Airen. There are sort of how many white grape varieties do you have in Rioja, Miguel?
Well, traditionally there were 3: Biura and Malvasia that you've mentioned, and a little bit of white Grenache.
White Grenache, okay.
But now they have allowed to grow also Verdejo, Chardonnay.
But what I like about this is it's just soft and creamy, and it's just a soft and easy white wine, but it's got great depth of character.
In the old times, the people were making white in Rioja with a red wine mentality.
Yes.
The products were old-fashioned, oxidated, too old. But now that's why Daniel doesn't make white. I don't make white. Why make a little now?
Yeah.
I better say my son makes it, because I didn't want to make a white wine with a red wine mentality that I have. But Biura properly picked at the right time, as Florentino does, and blending it with other varieties, it can make a very appealing.
So I suggest that without rushing, everybody just pours out some of Danielle. Danielle, you've been very patient.
Very patient.
I'm going to have your Cantiga Crianza.
It's a good sound, isn't it? That glugging.
So let's have a swirl and a sniff.
Let me turn everyone on.
Really good.
Good noises there. That's professional noises.
Yeah.
We'll have a case of this.
This is a wine, Danielle, that we really appreciated when Miguel introduced us to you those years ago when we came. In Rioja, the most predominant grape variety is Garnacha, which is Grenache. And then the quality one is Tempranillo. And in addition to Tempranillo, there's Graciano and Mazuelo. So there are sort of, in red grapes, there are say 4 main red grape varieties. You've chosen to go Tempranillo, and Miguel, you have. Do you have any Garnacha in your vineyards at all?
You know, in Rioja Alta, Tempranillo was the main variety. In Rioja Baja, it was Garnacha.
Yeah.
And in the old times, I remember the enologist that we had in Berberana when we met.
Yes.
He said that the good Rioja should be a blend of Tempranillo from Rioja Alta with Garnacha from Rioja Baja.
Okay.
The times have changed, because the Tempranillo would be would give the finesse, the acidity, the richness aromas, and the Garnacha from Rioja Baja would give higher alcohol content. Yeah. But with the global warming, this has changed the panorama. So now you can make beautiful wines with Tempranillo with enough alcohol, without any need to blend.
Okay.
With you.
The color is it's quite a light color. It's a lovely color, but it's brilliant, and it's a 2017, and it's Crianza, and at the edges just going slightly brown, which you'd expect from some age in oak barrel. And to swirl it around,
it's got a nice sort of chalkiness to it, hasn't it?
There's lovely tannins, and it's the spice from the Tempranillo, which I'm really appreciating. But it's quite vibrant. It's still young. This is a wine that will certainly age very, very well.
My brother got married 4 or 5 years ago, and you suggested this wine would be a fantastic wine for the main course.
Yeah.
And indeed it was. It was a memorable day, and I'd just like to say muchas gracias, Danielle. That was good.
That's lovely. I'm sorry. I'm glad I managed to see
Yeah,
you.
we finally got that. Thank you. The next one now, which is Miguel, your Vitola. So everybody, pour yourself a glass. I hope you've opened it at least half an hour ago. And this is the 2013, and so you on the edges you're getting that sort of lovely sort of brown color coming through, and it's lighter, but this is 96% Tempranillo, but you've thrown a cheeky 4% of Graciano in there, just to sort of, to add.
One of the main characteristics of this wine, the vineyards are from 1973 and 1976, two vineyards. So they're still producing decent volume, but very, very good quality. I compare the life of a wine with a flight on a plane. There is a way up. The wines keep getting better until they reach cruise altitude. Then they fly, and then they approach. They come down. We had this wine for 2 years, just over 2 years in the barrel. And then we kept it for about nearly 4 years in the bottle.
Yeah.
And when we released it, it was reaching cruise altitude. Our wines are well equipped for long flights.
You were featured on Rick Stein's Spanish journey through Spain.
This is the winery of Miguel Merino. He's a relative newcomer to the wine business here, but the Washington Post said that his wine is eminently drinkable. Miguel insisted that I try chuletillas, lamb cutlets cooked over vine trimmings.
He did write a book about Spain, about recipes from Spain. And he says something very, very nice. He says it's one of the top 10 things that nobody must die before trying.
Who does more for mankind, winemakers or doctors? I think winemakers, personally.
Miguel, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And I'm sorry, I hope your voice is all right.
Yes.
It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure, really.
Everybody has said how well they've enjoyed your evening.
Thank you.
Thank
Daniel.
you, everybody,
Thank
for
you,
coming
everyone.
in. I'm not going to pledge until that bottle's finished, quite frankly.
No. We have a few people left.
Hello, Mark and Rita from the Real Wine Company here.
Hope you enjoyed the video.
And if you did, well, we hope you did, what you've got to do, you've got to like it.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe, but so you just press the subscribe button, which gets more subscribers.
Like.
And like it.
And comment.
And leave a comment or something. That'd be great. Thank you very much. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.